Hey guys, what you doing? It's TheKillerDoll here, and today we're going to be talking about the lovely little nightmare that Cyberpunk 2077 has created online. Partially because of its own doing, because, not gonna lie, the game has had several issues since it's launched. Mostly on a technical aspect, it ranges from like glitches to crashing to like graphical stuff for like old gen consoles such as the PlayStation 4. Some of y'all apparently keep having sex with male characters, which is not necessarily a problem, but is quite hilarious with how unwanted this sounds. And on a story-based level, some people come across as being so poorly developed that they were just kind of thrown into the game with not a second thought, and that the endings weren't super fulfilling and it went by super quick in general. That's just my opinion though, feel free to disagree. But some of the issues that are arising on the internet involving Cyberpunk 2077 are just from absolutely brain dead people that don't involve any of these actual issues. And when I say that people are brain dead for this stuff, I mean it's as simple as reading the ESRB rating. Yeah, so let's just jump into this little nightmare that Cyberpunk 2077 created and all of the bad takes within it. So the first thing I want to talk about is this nightmare of a thread that talks about the depiction of suicide within the game, which, to my understanding as someone who's finished the game, only involves one mission and is just seen in passing on an advertisement. Can you tell I don't want to talk about this? Because I don't want to talk about this. It's stupid. But the stupid thing made people react like this. Hey CD Projekt Red, this sucks fucking ass. Is there any warning for this before playing the game? Hey gaming industry, if your game includes depictions of suicide, sexual violence, etc., then your game needs to have content warning before you start playing. There's no excuse for this. So I'm just going to tackle both of these tweets at once, specifically in regards to the is there a warning, there should be a warning thing going on. Yes, there is a warning for the content that is clearly displayed within the game, and it is clearly displayed right here on the actual packaging. And you know, maybe it's time y'all look up the little ESRB ratings that are on all of these boxes before you play a game or buy it. So clearly, the ESRB rated Cyberpunk 2077 rated M for mature, which in the United States means that only people 17 plus can buy the game, assuming that these people that are 17 plus can handle mature content that is such as, but not limited to, in Cyberpunk: blood and gore, intense violence, nudity, strong language, strong sexual content, and use of drugs and alcohol. Now I understand that it doesn't say necessarily depictions of suicide or implications of suicide within the game, but let me talk to you about something very quick. Let me talk to you guys about the whole idea of cyberpunk, which is not sunshine and rainbows, which y'all apparently think it is. Like, coming from somebody with very little experience with cyberpunk, I've only played this game and watched Blade Runner. It doesn't take much to realize that the entire cyberpunk genre isn't happy-go-lucky. Through the Merriam-Webster definition, as well as through an article written by Henry Jenkins, you can get a pretty quick and clear idea of what exactly cyberpunk is about. In science fiction circles, cyberpunk is a genre that often features countercultural anti-heroes trapped in a dehumanizing high-tech future. Its roots extend back to the technical fiction of the 1940s and 50s, but it was years before it matured. The word cyberpunk was coined by writer Bruce Bethke, sorry if I said that wrong, I don't know how to say your name, who wrote a story with that title in 1980. He created the term by combining cybernetics, the science of replacing human functions with computerized ones, and punk, the raucous music and nihilistic sensibility that became a youth culture in the 1970s and 80s. Cyberpunk's protagonists are hackers, rockers, and other cultural rebels clinging to a cult of individualism in a culture characterized by corporate control and mass conformity. These protagonists are apt at appropriating the materials of popular culture and making them speak to an alternative needs and interests. They also know how to tap into the vast digital database to access information about corporations and their secret conspiracies, or to spread resistant messages despite powerful mechanisms of top-down control. Yeah, that doesn't sound like sunshine and rainbows to me. But that does sound very similar to the themes found within Cyberpunk 2077. So with that being said, a corporation selling pills so you don't kill yourself and in order to save your corporate career within the game seems very spot on. Because how can you have your funnel 9 to 5 when you're 6 feet under? I also don't see a need to put a warning for something that you may or may not encounter in the game, as well as something that you might just see in passing in the game. You know, something completely irrelevant. So fun fact about me, one of my favorite games is Life is Strange, and it is rated M for mature and does have a scene where you are talking a girl down from committing suicide, and if you fail, you watch her jump off the roof and she is dead. The developers of the game decided to include a warning for that. Hey guys, Justine editing real quick. Just wanted to let you guys know that I was actually wrong at this part. There was not a content warning displayed before the beginning of the game. They did give you something afterwards, which was a little helpline for those of you who might have been impacted by seeing the suicide occur, but they did also include a warning on the ESRB regarding the suicide that I am talking about, so they did kind of give us a warning, but there wasn't as necessarily as deep of one that I thought there was. Okay, that's it, bye. Which is seemingly more appropriate than just putting it in something where you don't have such a immersive experience with a suicide, because clearly there's a difference between showing a guy putting a gun in his mouth in comparison to watching someone literally jump off a building to their death. The worst part about this is that people come up with a solution of sorts to this problem also in quotes because it's not a problem, and the solution is using the worst kind of writing style, which is showing and telling the people how they're supposed to feel. Perfect world, how about instead you leave all the potentially offensive content in and then just include dialogue from a prominent NPC who points to it and comments on how media giants continue to worsen with their objectification. That alone would have made a big difference. Yes, because I definitely need Judy or Takamura to point to that picture of a guy with a gun in his mouth and say, hey, that's bad. Corporation exploit suicide to promote saving job? Bad. Big, big, big bad corporation. Corporation take over the world, bad. Oh wait, we literally have Johnny Silverhand, who takes every opportunity he can to say, fuck Arasaka.
Okay, I'll tell you why I want to destroy Arasaka, but I'll only tell you once. Want to hear it?
So do you really need somebody else to hold your hand throughout the entire game experience when a single bad thing that you can come to a conclusion of being bad is seen in the game? Because if you do, I really don't think you should be playing a rated M game in the cyberpunk genre. Every player can easily interpret stuff for themselves. I really don't see the need in having a NPC be like, hey, that's bad, when you should kind of already have the idea that, yeah, this is fucking bad. So with y'all making this like such a big deal, to me it looks like you're making a mountain out of a molehill, and it's just honestly the tip of the iceberg for that subject, because this whole video's on that. With that being said, of people making mountains out of molehills, it's time to talk about how people say bad things in the game. Yo, CD Projekt Red, I'm sure you could have come up with better dialogue than get raped from an enemy. I get it, you're being edgy, but geez, I'm actually disgusted.
I decided to play a game that's rated M where crude people say terrible things about me when they're attacking me and just be overall like vile. That's like
so edgy and just so disgusting. So, as someone who's finished the game, I've obviously heard characters say the term get raped when attacking me. I probably heard it more than 2 to 3 times, but I'm replaying it again, so we'll see. It might be more frequent than I think, but I don't think it's that frequent. I mostly only heard it come from members of the Animals gang, which is a very small portion of the game in all honesty, from everything I've played. And when I've run into these guys and they say this stuff, I'm gonna be honest, they're beefy guys, they are very strong, very intimidating, like stature-wise and stuff like that, so it's no surprise to me that they'd say this shit. The animals are just like incredibly threatening within the game, so I expect nothing less from them to say like really crude shit when trying to literally flatline my ass. Now, I don't want to tap on the box again, but it literally says that strong language is to be expected within this game, and yes, people threatening to rape you would probably fall under that. And again, especially with the theme of a cyberpunk world, I'm not surprised shitty people in a dystopian area would threaten you with such disgusting things, which I promise is not as deep as you're making it out to be. It's definitely unsettling, I'll agree to that. There's nothing scarier than a big beefy person chasing you around with a fucking hammer being like, get raped. Like, it's pretty fucking intimidating, to be honest. But it's more so just building up how shitty these people are and how terrible this world is than necessarily trying to be a big massive edgelord in fucking 2020, 2021. So speaking of the Animals gang, I think it's time that we talk about the worst misinterpretation of the game to this day. Because apparently, the inclusion of the Animals game is just abhorrently racist. So after the first trailer came out, there was a lot of controversy about the Animals gang, and the biggest thing was that game journos were reporting, as well as many people commented about the gang, saying that they were basically racist because the Animals was an all-black gang. Now, if you've played this game, you know for a fact that this is so far from the truth, and if you know a little bit more about Cyberpunk 2077 and its creation, specifically who was behind it, you know the original tabletop role-playing game, you know that the creator of the game, Mike Pondsmith, is actually black and was very hands-on with the making of this game. And he had a lot of shit to say about people calling his baby, the literal fucking game he made, and is now being made into a video game, racist. Want to say this just once. I am really tired of well-meaning people on the internet chat boards patronistically telling me what I, as a black person, should be offended by. You want to be an ally? Go grind your loins at this year's Thanksgiving dinner. Have the nerve to tell your racist Uncle Bob to shut the fuck up for a change. Number 1, if I wasn't heavily involved, I would be able to get a lot more done. As it is, I barely have a life. Number 2, as for the animals, the whole freaking point is that they think of themselves as powerful, dangerous wild animals. You would have thought that the name Sasquatch would have given them that clue. Number 3, the original voodoo boys were a scathing commentary on cultural appropriation. I love the idea that the real practitioners of voodoo moved in and took back their turf, and they even got the Creole right. Number 4, who the bleep do you think you are to tell me whether or not my creation was done right or not? Now, so needless to say, those claims were disproven very quickly. The whole point of the animals, to expand further on Mike Pondsmith's point, is that they are these not cybernetic people that are just beefed the fuck up and are just very resemblant to animals in a sense. You have people that are fast as fuck, strong as fuck. They literally compare themselves to feral ass animals with their strength and agility. This has nothing to do with skin color. If you play the game, you will actually see that yourself, and as I have seen myself when playing the game, there are more than just black people within this game that have these similar features, such as brute strength or very quick agility. So a way to create some more bullshit where there is none, game journos. You seem to be really going wild on that for this game. You already decided to declare Cyberpunk 2077's infamy and multiple failures basically comparable to Hitler getting Times Man of the Year, which, why the fuck would you even make that comparison to a game that has a lot of issues to a man that committed mass genocide? I don't understand it, but why would you even make this fucking comparison? Truly, y'all can't get any worse than you already are, game journos, but I've been proven wrong before. It's not a challenge. Please don't prove me wrong again. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about in reference to Cyberpunk 2077 is a more recent thing that's happened where modders looked into some coding and were able to actually tweak some codes so male Vs could romance the character Judy, who is notably a lesbian and can only be romanced by female Vs with female genitalia. Now, this is something that can only be done for people that are playing on the PC, and honestly, it didn't look like a lot of people were actually mad about this. But I'm glad that the gaming community has a notably straight white knight that is willing to defend their honor in games, I guess. I, a straight male, find this offensive. Love is love as long as it's consensual. Judy is a lesbian. Panam is straight. To mod those away because it's a video game is still wrong and is equivalent to rape. You can't bang whoever you want in real life. Games are no different. Yes, it may be digital, but it's still equivalent to rape in that you're forcing through code to change how the person behaves or beds. As for Rule 34 in fanfics, as long as one is true to the character, I don't care. I know what I said, and I stand by it. Oh yes, and as we can see over here is the White Knighticus, which is a very, very, very rare breed of white knight, where they basically spew shit out their ass and do mental gymnastics in order to seem like such a great person. Don't use flash, you might actually startle it. It hasn't seen the sunlight in days. I really love when people are like trying to make themselves look good and go against the grain by defending the gays and just end up making themselves look even worse in the situation, you know, by talking about something that literally does not mean a goddamn thing and blowing it all the way out of proportion. Modders taking advantage of something within code by tweaking it just a little bit is in no way comparable to sexual assault, specifically in reference to making a romanceable character that you couldn't romance romanceable. First of all, they're not real. I hate to break it to you, but fictional characters aren't fucking real. And secondly, with that in mind, you can't force a video game character to literally fucking do anything, because it's all fucking code. It's not like it's an option in the game that says force Judy to fuck you / assault Judy. It's simple manipulation of codes, much like modders do in general in order to get you other things like a romance scene with a character you actually cannot romance whatsoever. Like in this case, romancing Johnny Silverhand as a joy toy, which yes, I do know about because I've been looking on Tumblr for stuff of Johnny Silverhand. No, I will not be taking further questions at this time. And we can't even do that anymore because CD Projekt Red in 2021 cannot let us have anything. Just the mental gymnastics to nail this thought process is so amusing to me. So I'm gonna say this in the nicest way I can because I just don't think this person's like a bad person. I think they're just trying way too hard on the internet, comparing the simple tweaking of codes to rape, belittles exactly what rape is. Unless the game says specifically that Judy will be sexually assaulted in these scenes. For example, if it had like those little text things and it says like force Judy to have sex with you with the like fist thing for like body power or something like that in the game, it isn't rape. It is literally just horny modders taking advantage of a fucking tweak in codes. Because this also has no equivalency to what somebody would do in real life. Like literally this argument reminds me wholeheartedly of this idea that video games are bad, video games cause violence. The Columbine shooting was caused by video games. No, literally, shut the fuck up. Correlation does not equal causation. It's just as simple as that. None of this has equivalency. I don't get how we're here. Basically, just because modders are able to like tweak codes in the game so you could fuck a character you wouldn't originally be able to fuck, doesn't mean you're gonna go out and rape someone the next time you're outside. Also, my favorite thing about this is just him being like, well, as a straight male. Like, if you're gonna bring a hierarchy into this, as a woman who loves women as much as she loves dudes, I think your take is dog shit. And I think you should just, like, fuck off. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. But yeah, thank you to Last Line for showing me this. You definitely win for the worst thing that I've seen in a while. Minus the Hitler thing. I don't think anything can quite top that one. But like, close second. But yeah, there are a lot of shitty takes regarding Cyberpunk 2077 that just are very easy to dispute, or you can easily be like, this isn't important, like mountain out a molehill type shit. But I'm not trying to be this dude over here who thinks that every person that's criticizing the game is just simply a hater or some shit. The game launched with a shit ton of issues, and the game still crashes, glitches, and has all these issues in general within it still. And while CD Projekt Red is definitely trying to fix a lot of these things, I'm personally still facing some like crashing issues within the game. Literally last night, I had some issues, and I even mentioned on Twitter, when I finished the game for the first time, it crashed mid-credits scene. Which honestly, if it wasn't gonna operate well on last gen systems, it shouldn't have been released for them, plain and simple. But I'm personally still having a fantastic time playing it, even though there are all of these like little things to it. And I decided to stick through it despite all these errors and all these issues because of one simple factor. Well, multiple simple factors actually. The game's missions, the story, and V's overall character is something super interesting to me. So despite all the controversy that's surrounding this game, regardless of whether it's just bad takes or actual criticisms regarding like technical aspects as well as story stuff, it's genuinely kept me invested, and I think it's a ton of fun. And as Keanu Reeves said, the world is quite breathtaking.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.
Anyways, that's going to be it for this video on the whack controversy surrounding Cyberpunk 2077. Or at least some of it. There's definitely stuff I missed, but this was like the stuff I really wanted to talk about. Honestly, like the technical criticism and like storyline stuff all seem to be like very well deserved, but all this inappropriate content shit is just so stupid to me. Like there's genuinely stuff to criticize about this game. I have like a ton of things I could talk about in regards to criticisms for it, but people are still picking to choose the absolute smallest things to complain about. And they're just talking shit for zero reason. Like I said, I'm personally having a good time. I'm not trying to suck CD Projekt Red's dick here or anything, but like there are so many things that you could definitely criticize to a more fuller extent than just game show bad things in dystopian world. And just to give my own little recommendation to it, if you guys are interested in a game that has like murky and morally ambiguous world and stuff like that, I highly recommend this game. It is so good in that aspect. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video on Cyberpunk 2077. I really want to do more videos on video games in the future because I love analyzing the fuck out of video games, as well as just ripping apart shitty takes, clearly. And there's honestly so much stuff you could talk about regarding video games, so be prepared to possibly see some longer, deeper dives into video games in the future, because that sounds like a shit ton of fun to me. And on that note, if you want to hear more stuff about video games and all that, you might as well leave a like on this video to motivate me to make more of this stuff, because I realize that video games aren't something that my audience necessarily is thrilled about me talking about as much as like drama and bullshit. Understandably fair, I haven't made like video game videos in so long. And you might as well subscribe if you like this content, because I have a ton more videos like this planned in the future, clearly. So next week there's also going to be a more spicy video coming out about a family channel that does have some gross involvement with minors involved in it, so that's going to be a nightmare to talk about, but I can't wait for all of us to shit on family channels again. But until that video, I will see you guys later. Bye! Also, fun fact, Cyberpunk 2077 kickstarted my Keanu Reeves phase, which all my friends have already had. I'm only getting into it because Johnny Silverhand calls you a bitch, and a bitch may or may not be into some degradation. It's fun, we're having a blast.